Hello, manifestors, and welcome to Think It Thursday. Now, I had this whole video planned out. I even started recording it several times. I was going to talk about all, but what if you think it, you get it, and I was going to produce all the stuff. I'm in the middle of recording, and my phone rings, and I have this fairly long conversation with someone very true to my heart about how their day went, and literally that conversation was a prime example of think it and get it. So without trying to expose too much personal information, I'm just going to tell you this story because it is exactly what happens. So they started out their day. They go to work fairly early in the morning, and they have very large dogs. So they take the dogs for a walk in the morning before work, and somebody that they know but don't necessarily like or trust, or even to the point of have some bad feelings in their gut about them, met them on their walk and gave them a gift. So they thought, well, this is kind of strange. This is weird. So immediately, before they even got their day on the go, they're already put in a thinking mindset of unease, untrustworthy, defensive, started thinking about all the previous interactions with this particular person and started thinking crap about them, and basically started off their day in the mindset of shit talking and unease and defense. And didn't think nothing of it, just went home, got ready, went to work as usual, working away. Their ex, they have a conversation with their ex or about their ex, and they were already in the shit talking type of mind frame from earlier. So already being in that mind frame, start thinking about how they could shit talk this person, and they could really, almost to the point of fantasizing how they could shit talk this person because they were so fed up with them. Didn't act on it, but definitely thought about it to the point of almost fantasizing about it, because they actually felt good thinking, holy crap, I could totally ruin their life shit talking them if they only knew what, I'm sure some of you probably felt that way when somebody irks you. But anyway, again, they didn't move on it. They just thought about it. And it was literal shit talk. And then they had a conversation with family members that, again, because they were already in this mindset, turned right around. Misunderstandings happened. Next thing you know, they're shit talking each other. And it was like her entire day turned out to be all these thoughts about shit talking and hypocrisy and all this stuff. Anyway, she comes home and they call me, which interrupted my video, but perfectly, because this is a much better story, to be honest. But she's telling me about the day and how then she came home to dog shit from one end of the apartment to the other. One of the dogs ended up having like diarrhea, and she has big dogs, and so it was nasty. It was pretty nasty to come home to. The dog knows not to. It's got an upset tummy, it obviously, and it couldn't hold it. But anyway, she come home to shit all over her apartment. And I'm giggling because at this point I've already put the end result to connect with what her energy was all day. And I'm giggling away. And she's not really liking the fact that I'm giggling about this, I'm sure. But anyway, so she's telling me about her day and everything. And I interrupt her story to say, well, the next time you find yourself in such a mind-boggling, overwhelming, emotional conversation, and you know that's not you, like, where did this come from? You got to literally say, what the heck? Where did these thoughts come from? These are not my thoughts. No way. Rebuke it. Just, and you will find, because thoughts are in all around us. And the energetic frequency that we're at is what determines what thoughts are able to attach to the thoughts we're currently having. So the fact that she was in a shit talk mind frame already, then all the other corresponding thoughts that were around her started just collecting to her like a big snowball. And that's why she couldn't shake it. But all she had to do was question whose thoughts they were, because it wasn't just all her thoughts. It was like a big snowball of all these other negative thoughts that were just randomly in her experience that attracted to her because she was in the matching frequency. So I said that to her and she goes, oh, you know what? That's crazy, because I did recognize that this is not normal. And I went like, what the fuck? And she said, almost immediately she felt this let go. Well, there you go. That's exactly what you just did. You drew the line. You said, no, you're not welcome here. Only my thoughts are welcome. And you can do that. You can draw the line. Okay? When you start realizing you're overwhelmed with thoughts and emotions that normally are not your character, probably not. They're probably just stuck to you like Velcro because you had a few thoughts that matched it and you dwelled on it long enough to create the magnetism momentum. So anyway, so catching that, she realized right away, wow, all right, so they weren't all my thoughts. And that's why she felt better when she was like, what the fuck? This is not me. And she drew the line. She knew it wasn't her. So anyway, she carried on and then said how she come home to this whole apartment of dog shit. Spent hours cleaning it all up, shampooing the spots, all that stuff and everything. And she was still in the shit talk frame of mind because she was reacting on the circumstances. And she got it all cleaned up, and you got to wash out the shampooer and everything afterwards. It's all sitting in the bathtub drying after washing it all out. She comes out, she starts to make dinner, and normally the dogs, they have a bell at their door. It is the cutest thing, but they know how to use it. And if they want to go out, they go and they jingle that bell. Well, next thing she knows, she's looking over and she hears a fart and she looks over and there's her dog having another dump right there in the living room. Oh my God. She's like, what the hell? I just... Obviously, the dog didn't... When you have diarrhea, it comes so fast. So anyway, it's not the dog's fault. The dog obviously had an upset tummy. But everything happens for a reason. And I'm giggling some more. She couldn't figure it out. And I said, wasn't the first round of shit an indication on what you were doing all day? And she's like quiet. And I said, if you're going to stir the shit, be prepared to lick the spoon. And she's like, oh my God, I was stirring shit all day. And then I'd come home to an apartment of shit. And I said, exactly. She's, but I didn't catch the connection. I didn't learn the lesson. So after I cleaned it all up, I got more shit. And I said, exactly. So she literally got what she was talking and thinking all day. No, it's hilarious. We can laugh about it because the lesson was learned. Like, I don't think she'll forget that now. I even warned her that next time I hear her talking shit, I'm just gonna show her a spoon or something. So to remind her of today. But that is exactly how fast things can turn around. She is a very powerful manifester, and she does manifest what she wants all the time. So this was a good lesson for her, that when you just let your mind roar and react to situations and don't recognize when you open doorways through your thoughts, like that first thing in the morning, open the doorway. If she didn't mentally catch that in right away, she could have, if she had realized, ooh, that whole interaction just put me in a low shit talking frame of mind. I don't want to be in this all day. So that would have been her opportunity right there to stop it, think of something better, get another thing on her mind and roll with that. But she didn't. She reacted instead. She left that door open. And with that energetic door, when you vibrate a frequency, other matching thoughts and frequencies will join it, like a snowball. And she did focus on it more than 17 seconds, and again and again and again, till she was into several minutes worth of focusing on it and feeling the energy of mistrust and don't like that, and it started to snowball. And her whole day went like that. And she totally rolled with it. Drama queen. And she came home to lick the spoon. So that was a subtle, well, not so subtle lesson, reminder that if you're going to stir the shit, be prepared to lick the spoon. Because if you think it, you get it eventually. So there you go. Are you prepared to lick the spoon? Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow for Frequency Friday. Until then, have a great Think It Thursday. If you think it, you get it. Don't forget it.